Welcome back. When you see, the tents around town kind of scattered all over the city, you might wonder, the homeless they're sheltering, where do they come from? Did they grow up here? Maybe move here? One of the questions we'll look at tonight on KGW as we dedicate an entire hour to Portland's homeless crisis. It's called Tent City USA, and the reporters behind it, Kyle Aboshi, Maggie Vespa, are joining us on the couch here. I mean, such a serious topic to take on, and we're devoting an entire hour, Kyle.
We are, and to be clear, we're not looking to solve this issue tonight. We're looking to explore it and better understand it. That was really our goal here. And so to do so, we went out and talked to people who were living in tents. We took surveys out in the field, talked to 100 people. Here's a clip from Tent City USA.
It's not that I'm not trying to not be out here, because believe me, everybody, I don't want to be out here.
I know myself, I'm ready to go back indoors. It sucked.
You hear people throw out some rude remarks saying, get a job, you filthy bum.
It's just something so out of place, and it scares people.
There's got to be an answer to solve this problem rather than just keep pushing them from neighborhood to neighborhood.
They were taking tents. They started pulling our tents up, and whether we wanted them or not, they were taking them.
They wasn't giving us a chance to get nothing out.
And the garbage is the worst, and it smells like feces over there.
We've witnessed daily drug use and drug dealing in broad daylight.
Housed or houseless, this camping is illegal.
And Maggie, I know that you kind of followed the life of a woman named Willow. What was her story about, and why did you want to focus on her?
We did. So we went out and did those surveys that Kyle talked about. We met 100 people, and we really wanted to find somebody who kind of was, first of all, open to showing us their life on the streets, and that took a little while. Not a lot of people wanted to do that, as you guys can imagine. Yeah. And then second of all, who could just give us an insight into what just a day is like, because we kind of hear about the survival methods that people have to go through, and once they're out there, how tough it is to pull themselves out of that cycle. So Willow is 56. She's a mother of 2 and a widow, and she's epileptic, and losing her husband and dealing with epilepsy throughout her life are really the 2 factors that sort of have her, sort of keep her in that cycle of homelessness. So we talked to her, we followed her. I think we have some video of me following her throughout Portland for a day. And then we also talked to her about what it is like and how debilitating those seizures can be when she goes through them. So you can take a listen to that.
It takes a lot out of you, and that's usually what I do, is just sleep afterward. I usually have real bad headaches, and sometimes I can't talk because my tongue, from chewing my tongue up, my tongue swells up, so I'm talking like that.
Yeah, it was tough to listen to, and she after that said, I'm pretty much used to it. I've had this my entire life, but having those seizures the way she does and how they knock her out for days, she's lost several jobs because of it. She's lost several apartments because she's lost several jobs. Once you're evicted, getting into another apartment, especially those that are available for affordable housing, is really difficult. So she's kind of trapped in this cycle, and she just kind of opened up her life for a few days. While we were with her, she had 2 seizures during that time.
Oh, and when you consider that that is just but one story of someone in a tent, and you figure that each tent holds a story much like that. Kyle, when you did the surveys, compiled the information, what did you find out?
One of the surprising things to me is these are not newcomers. I mean, these are people who've been here their entire lives or for years and years and years. I think there's this misperception among the public that people are flocking to Portland because we treat homeless well, we feed them, we house them. In reality, I mean, these are people who have been here for years, and now they're living in tents.
Wow. Well, nice job to both of you, obviously highlighting a very big issue in our community. I understand it that it's a 30-minute documentary and then also a roundtable discussion tonight as well.
Right. That'll be hosted by our anchors. We're going to have local officials and advocates who work with the homeless. And then Kyle and I will be live on Facebook throughout the entire thing answering questions as well.
Tonight at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Kyle and Maggie, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with more Portland Today after this.